The longer I've been in this business, the more my definition of success has changed. When I was younger, success looked like getting the job. Then it looked like getting the next job. Then it looked like building a career. Today, it looks a little different. Success is waking up excited to continue learning. Success is teaching someone else what you've learned. Success is still being curious. Success is still believing that the next audition matters, not because it will define you, but because it gives you another chance to practice your craft. That's a life, not just a career. Wait, there's more. This is Casting Actors Cast. Well, hello and welcome to today's episode of Casting Actors Cast. I'm Jeff Dreisbach, a casting partner with McCorkle Casting in New York. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. I'm excited to share this information about this part 5 of our past 5 series of and joined podcasts that I think are really sort of getting into the nitty gritty of things during this hot summer season. So I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in, and please do check out the website, castingactorscast, all one word.com. There you're going to find all kinds of information. One is a book on doing voiceover work, and all you need to do is fill out the form that says dive into the talent pool. That gives me your name and your email address. By the way, I don't do anything with that. On occasion, I might send out an announcement about an upcoming episode or something like that, but I don't abuse that privilege at all. But anyway, when you fill out that form, that opens up a downloadable PDF on doing voiceover work, like I mentioned, as well as a video, absolutely free. It's a 20-minute video called Casting Secrets, What They Don't Tell You. I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. Also, as a resource, that my page is, I think, really, really helpful. There's Jeff's Jots, which are corresponding show notes to each of my episodes. There's also my book that's available. My course is available. There's just all kinds of goodies out there. I would love for you to check it out. Also, just a sincere thank you to those of you who are writing me notes and emails. There's a section there in that form, like I just mentioned, where you can leave me a note, but also a review. The reviews have been so lovely, and I just can't thank you enough. I would appreciate it if you get something out of these episodes. Maybe you would consider a review or a thumbs up or subscribe to YouTube, something like that. That's the only reason why I'm doing this, is just to get my ego stroked as much as possible. No, seriously, it's much more about giving back to you. And this mutual agreement is that I share my experience of being an actor for 20 years and now in casting for the past 16 years. And you get to partake of that information to help you feel more comfortable, more confident, and more ready for the world of entertainment. And that's it. That's all I have to say. I just do have to say that the entertainment industry is wonderful. It is. I think it's creative, it's passionate, it's definitely unexpected. It also has one unfortunate habit. It tends to measure visible success, right? Opening weekends, ratings, awards, followers, box office reviews, bookings. Those things matter, but they don't tell the whole story. Some of the finest actors I've ever known have never become household names. Some of the happiest artists I've ever met weren't famous at all. And I've met people who achieved everything they thought they wanted, only to discover they were still wanting to feel successful. That's worth thinking about. Perhaps success isn't something that arrives. Perhaps it's something we practice. Imagine 2 gardeners. The first walks into the garden every morning asking, "Why isn't there fruit yet?" The second asks, "Did I water the plants today?" One is obsessed with the harvest. The other is committed to the work. Guess which garden eventually flourishes? Actors sometimes become so focused on the harvest that they forget to tend the garden. What does that look like? Well, it looks like training, reading, watching great performances, taking care of their health, building relationships, living a full life. Those are the things that produce lasting careers. Now, here's something that I wish every actor understood. You are not building a resume. You're building a life. Your resume is simply one reflection of it. The life comes first. If your career costs you your curiosity, your kindness, your relationships, your health, or your joy, it may be successful by Hollywood standards, but I wonder whether it will feel successful to you. The goal isn't simply to work. The goal is to become the kind of person who can enjoy the work. Oh, that was good. Somebody write that down. Now, listen, let me ask you a couple of questions. What if success meant becoming more truthful every year? What if success meant becoming someone directors trust? What if success meant encouraging younger actors? What if success meant continuing after rejection instead of being defeated by it? What if success meant going home after an audition, knowing you told the story honestly? Would your career look different? Would your confidence change? Would you begin measuring yourself by things you actually control? I hope so, because those are the measurements that no one can take away from you. And I mean no one. As usual, I always love to give a little casting room truth, and we're going to get to that right after this. You've done more auditions than a casting director has said, "Thanks, we'll be in touch." It's time you got serious and learned acting strategies, audition secrets, and tips to grow. Get The Actor's Playbook for Getting Cast. Booked It by Jeffrey Dreisbach. Available right now. Also introducing Next Level Auditions, the online video course. Why not get both? Call it the Ultimate Audition Toolkit. You won't find these on sale because they're worth every penny. If you're serious about your acting career, this is your next step. This is your moment. Let's make it count. CastingActorsCast.com. Welcome back. It's time for a casting room truth. After all these years in casting, here's something I know with complete confidence. The actors who enjoy the longest careers are rarely the ones who spend the most time worrying about their careers. They're too busy becoming better artists. They're reading, they're listening, they're observing, they're taking classes, they're helping other actors. They're remaining curious, growing. And here's the beautiful irony. Those habits often make them more employable. Not because they were chasing employment, but because they never stopped developing themselves. I've watched actors book remarkable opportunities in their 20s, their 40s, their 60s, their 70s. The common denominator, I promise you, wasn't luck. It wasn't talent alone. It was longevity. They stayed in the game long enough for preparation and opportunity to meet. Never underestimate the quiet power of staying in the game. So I'd like to give you this week's challenge, not just for this week, but for the coming year. I want you to take out a piece of paper. Across the top, I want you to write my definition of success. Now, I want you to make 2 columns. In the first column, write the things you cannot completely control. Here's some examples. Booking, awards, recognition, followers, reviews, representation. Now, in the second column, write the things that belong entirely to you. Preparation, curiosity, professionalism, generosity, discipline, kindness, growth, resilience. Every morning, ask yourself one simple question. Which column am I living in today? You'll still pursue your dreams, but you'll no longer surrender your peace of mind to things outside of your control. That's a healthier way to build a career, I can promise you. Over these past 5 episodes, we've talked about relationships, concentration, auditions, characters, and success. At first glance, those seem like different subjects. I don't think they are. I think they're about trust. Trusting other people. Trusting your preparation. Trusting the process. Trusting your own humanity. And perhaps most importantly, trusting yourself. Because the actor who trusts themselves walks into an audition differently. They work differently, they listen differently, they live differently. There will always be another audition, another role, another opportunity, another dream, but there will only ever be one career that belongs entirely to you. Build one that you're proud to live, not just proud to post about. Stay curious enough to keep learning. Stay humble enough to keep growing. Stay generous enough to celebrate someone else's success. Stay brave enough to risk failure. And stay connected to the reason you fell in love with acting in the first place. Because guess what? If you do that, I believe success has already begun. I mean it. If this series has encouraged you, challenged you, or simply reminded you why you became an actor, I would be honored if you'd share those episodes with another actor who could use the encouragement. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Leave a review if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform. And if you'd like more practical insights into auditions, acting, and building a sustainable, creative life, visit castingactorscast.com. I'm Jeff Dreisbach. Thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep booking.
From monologues to screen tests to every episode, there's something new for you. Break down those walls, take off the mask. Join the journey with Jeffrey Dreisbach. Casting actors, cast, what a show. With Jeffrey Dreisbach, we're ready to go. From agents to gigs, learn what you lack.